Good day. This video is on adding text to our drawings. Now, AutoCAD has two options for actually adding text to our drawings there. Now, text is found in the annotation section of AutoCAD. When I click on text there, you see we have multi-line text and single-line text. Multi-line text is where you can actually add, as the name implies, you can add several lines of text because it comes up in a text box. You can add several lines of text. And single line text means, of course, it is just a single line or maybe like one word. So we're going to start with multi-line text. So we're going to click on that. As you can see, the command window says specify your first corner, which is of your text box. So we're going to click here. Then specify the opposite corner. So we're going to click here as well. And you see a text box appears, as well as the text editor. So you can actually add whatever you want in this text box. And you can make changes. Now, to make the changes, you must, even though you are in the text box, you must select the words. Now this here lets us change the size of the words. Now it's not like font size in the Office programs, right? If you click this arrow here, you may see some sizes, but that's because those were the sizes that had been previously typed in. Because you actually have to type in the size you want for your words. So let's type in 200 and you press enter. Now it's going to look like it's really big. It's only that size because we are in the text box. We can add things like bold and italic. You can change the font. You can change the color as well. And you see we have other things like bullets and numbering, line spacing. You have paragraph spacing, center, and so on. All of these things we can actually add to our text in our multi-line option here. When you finish, you click outside the text box. Now, even though the text was very big, as I said, it was that size because you were in the text box. You see how small the text actually is. Let's see when I get it back, because you want to make some changes, maybe to make it bigger. You go to the words that you typed in there, you see it's highlighted, right? You double click on it and you get back the text box. And again, you can select it, select the word, type in, change the size, whatever it is you want to do, right? Now, when you have come out of the text editor, if you click on the word as well, you can move it with this square here. This triangle lets you change the height of the text box that the words are in. This one lets you change the width of the text box as well, right? So that's what you can do with a multi-line text, right? You have, once you select it, you have your text editor where you can make numerous changes. That's multi-line text. Let's press escape. Now we're going to look at single line text. Single line text can be more fun, right? So you're going to click on text and you select single line text. And you see it says specify the start point of the text. So you're going to click anywhere in your workspace and you get a broken line. Now this line actually determines the size of your text and the direction that it is going to be typed in. If you go horizontally, your text will be printed horizontally. If you go vertically, your letters are going to be displayed vertically. The longer the line is, the larger your single line text is going to be. So let's make the line this length here, the size, the length that you want, and you click. And you get the insertion point on the page, on the drawing area. So you type in whatever you want your single line text to say. Once that is what you want, you click away. But you see insertion point is still on the drawing area there. For AutoCAD to fully accept that that is a single line text that you want, after you click outside of it, you press enter. Now it looks like we can't do anything with this text here, but you can make changes, right? If you move your mouse to the word itself, you see it gets, you hover over it, you see it gets highlighted. So you click on it, and again, this little square lets you move the single line text. But then we can do things like change the color. So you come by properties, go to the color wheel by layer. You choose the color that you would like for your text, and you can change the color. And there are some things we can do with our single line text as well. Some of these modified changes here that we looked at, you can actually apply to your single line text. If I click on rotate, I can come to the text here. I click on it and you see I can rotate it, right? If you want, we can copy it as well. So you click on copy, you select it, and then you press enter. You select the base that you want to, where you want to copy from, and you can make copies. Right? When you finish, of course, you press escape. You can also scale. So you click on scale, you specify the base point for your shape there, and you can move your mouse, and you see you can scale up the text. Right? So these are things we can do with our single line text. Let's rotate it. So select the, because do it upside down is a little awkward. So we're going to rotate it back. So select it, and let's rotate it. Specify the base point, and let's rotate it. Right? And let's move it as well, this large one. So these are things we can do with text in AutoCAD. So you have your multi-line text, which caters for several lines of text in a text box. And then you have the single line text, which can be like 1 word or 2 words, as you can see. And you see the changes that we can actually make to our text. Now in our next video, we will be looking at applying dimensions to our shapes.